And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora here for you Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern Time worldwide. And of course on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both / Wake Up Call DT and on wakeupcalldt.mixlr.com. And inside these Great Lakes Honda City Studios, Great Lakes Honda City is on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York, open for sales and service Monday through Saturday and all the time online by going to GreatLakesHondaCity.com. We got an awesome show set up for you inside of Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin', giving you the list of topics and segments on the day. We will start today off, as we always do on a Friday, with a trio of signature segments, starting with the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by the Baked Potato Express, followed by Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero. The Top Dog of the Week is announced, presented by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, and we will round out the show with our feature on the Big West. In our multimedia marketing partnership with an entire conference, the Big West is here with us every single week and all throughout these months, and each week we bring you to round out the week at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time and 7:15 a.m. Pacific Time. We bring you our Journey Out West segment, which rotates through all of the full members of the Big West Conference. And today we will be putting the spotlight on California Baptist, CBU, and their Vice President for Athletics overseeing the entire athletic department, I should say, with Dr. Micah Parker. So that's all coming up here where sports meets life. Let's get things started here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora with the Annoying Moment of the Week. The Annoying Moment of the Week presented by the Baked Potato Express. The Baked Potato Express is there for you throughout the community. Go and find the Baked Potato Express at events that are happening all throughout Central and Upstate New York. If you want to know where the Baked Potato Express is going to be today, I want to let you know that the Baked Potato Express has so many wonderful times that they are out in our community. They do so many great things. I can't say enough about the Baked Potato Express and the fact that I have my own potato on their food truck. My Wake Up Call breakfast potato you can get at any one of their events simply by going right up to the Baked Potato Express. You'll see the sign and you can order it there. Bacon, egg, and cheese on top of their seasoned and wonderfully cooked potatoes with a sprinkle of maple syrup. Now, the Baked Potato Express is going to be on Tuesday, August 18th. They'll be at the Syracuse Food Truck Takeover at the Finger Lakes Mall, and then they will also be at Great Northern Mall the next day in the Syracuse Food Truck Takeover on Wednesday, August 19th, and they have a bunch of other events coming up as well at Great Northern, and they've been at they'll be at the New York State Fair, the Lakeview Amphitheater for concerts and whatnot. You'll see them there as well. So many wonderful ways to involve yourself with the Baked Potato Express. If you'd like them to be at your event, email them today, thebakedpotatoexpress@gmail.com. That is thebakedpotatoexpress@gmail.com. Get in touch with them today. So with that being said, my annoying moment of the week, there's something I wanted to do from back in the day. There's something that, I bought this thing and I was like, it's simple, but I wanted to have it so that I could write the Annoying Moment of the Week on it and present it every single week this way. Now, obviously, when we're on the road, it'll be a little bit different, but I wanted to truly institute this. There was never like a hard open of, we're going to do it this way, but I feel like we should do it this way. So my Annoying Moment of the Week will be presented to you today by utilizing our steel board here, a metal board that also has the chalk opportunity. So my Annoying Moment of the Week, under construction. Because it wasn't bad enough to do it to the highways all at the same time, but to now also do it to Route 57, to have Route 31 all messed up. So there is this, and again, I sit here and I say to myself, why all at the same time? Is it this, we're going to inconvenience you all simultaneously so that we're not inconveniencing you over a period of time? I don't know, because then there's the notion that this is going to, this construction is going to take a long time. So we are going to be inconvenienced over a long period of time. But I've had enough. It's frustrating. It's ridiculous. And I'm in a place right now where driving on these roads and looking at these roads and going through all this stuff and, having these exposed areas where, your car can clearly go flying. I mean, this is not something that I have enjoyed by any stretch of the imagination. I know construction has to happen. I know things have to get fixed and worked on and all that stuff. That's not lost on me. And I'm not mad at the construction workers because they're just out there doing what they're told to do. So, yelling at a construction worker, they're just there to do the job, right? But the overwhelming amount of construction everywhere that it is, at all times, it feels like it's enough. And some of the stuff, I feel like they've already worked down the road. I feel like they've already been down that road. I'm driving on a road going, wait a minute, I thought they did this road last year. So it's really become an annoying moment. It's become many annoying moments because it takes people so long to get to work now. It's just been ridiculous. But now they're ripping up the main roads that are not the highway. And, ripping up 57, ripping up 31, doing it at the same time. It's enough. It's aggravating. It's frustrating. Businesses have to be frustrated about this because, in order for someone to pull into your place of business, they might have to launch their car because of all the exposed areas and all the hills that it's created where it's high on one side, low on the other. I mean, in order for me to get back to my house yesterday, I had to drive half on something, half off of something, hope that I don't hit this. At night, you can't really see it. So you can, but you can't because there's not adequate lighting in all areas. It's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. I feel like all of Syracuse is under construction right now. I feel like the outer parts of Syracuse are under construction right now. I feel like if you live in a small town, you're under construction right now. And I guess if the people in power want to lose the next election, this was the way to go. But it just is frustrating. It's very frustrating because if you're repairing a bridge of a highway that's closed partially, and then you close the on-ramp to that highway in a certain area, and then you open up the on-ramp, but then you close the off-ramp, and then you change the traffic pattern, and then you reclose a bridge, and then you reopen the bridge, and then while you're doing that, within 3 blocks, there's streets that are closed down from the bridge that was just repaired. It's like never ending. The New York State Fair is coming up very soon. It's in, not even 2 weeks from now. So the New York State Fair is going to be here. Syracuse football is going to be here. And the hill going up to Krause Hospital is a friggin' mess. You be an ambulance having to go up that road right now with somebody in the back of the ambulance who you're trying to save their life or keep them comfortable. I mean, it has been easy to choose construction in Syracuse as the annoying moment of the week, but this sign is everywhere. Everything is under construction. Almost every single freaking road is under construction. And then you go into neighborhoods and they're repairing this and then they're repairing that. I mean, there's construction vehicles in my neighborhood for this and that and and the noise got it, for the people that live on that street, that are in the apartments, that are in the houses. I mean, it's everywhere. Some of it looks nice. Some of it's been great to see. I'm sure, hopefully these roads will be state of the art and absolutely wonderful. But we're getting to a point now where we can get used to part of 81 being closed or whatever, down to one lane. But then when we get off of 81 and we got to go down a main road here, a main road there to have Route 57 partially closed, Route 31 partially closed, go down this road and this road's half in, then this road's got another traffic pattern, and then this one's got the bridge, and then this one's got the light, and then this one that had the bridge and the stoppage and the one lane, and they got to stop traffic because they can't let traffic go up two ways because they blocked this one area. So now it's a two-way street, but it's a one-way street, but now they got to stop traffic on one side to let traffic go on the other side, and then 2 months later that's gone and the light's gone, and so now we're thinking, okay, it's back to being a normal road, and then they go back to the construction that they had before, and now it's back to one lane, and you never know if it's going to be one lane or two lanes. You never know if it's going to be two-way traffic or one-way traffic. I went through a traffic pattern a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, I'll just pick up the highway here, and it's like, oh, they closed that. Well, that was open. It was just open. It's like every day roll the dice and what roads close and what roads open in Syracuse. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. And it's aggravating. You know, my work commute is not the work commute of somebody going from DeWitt to Camillus. It's not from somebody going from Manlius to Beeville. And I feel for those people. Because you used to be able to maybe get up at, if you had to be at work at 10, probably get up at 9, leave the house by 9:20, 9:30, you're good. Now you better get up at 8, leave the house by 9, maybe earlier, if you're coming from Manlius and going to Beeville. So, I feel for my people out there, especially, and if you're watching and listening, I feel for y'all. I really, really do. I feel for you in a big way, because to me, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, my annoying moment of the week, under construction, because now there's more. It's like every time it gets better, there's more. And every time it gets better, and there's more. And I'm just, again, I'm happy we're repairing roads. I think we're repairing roads we already repaired, though. I feel like I remember 57 having construction. So I'm like, what are we laying down that we didn't lay down last year or 2 years ago? What is happening here? Because if my tax dollars are going to you repairing the same road in the same place every year, or every other year, that seems very counterproductive. What are we doing here? Use better products. This is crazy. It's nuts. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. I don't like it. And so the other annoying moment of the week, I would say, is people that forget that they're in public. And what I mean by that is, like, take when you're in a movie theater. You go to Movie Tavern, right? And they have the recliners. And the recliners, you can hit the buttons. And I think I think in some of the theaters at Movie Tavern, there's like a heated seat. But the buttons typically can help your seat to go back, help to go forward, help the leg rest to go up or go down. Well, during the movie yesterday, I brought my godson to go see Spider-Man. And during the movie yesterday, somebody in front of us, I don't know if it was a child playing with it. I don't know if it was somebody not being comfortable. But I'm watching Spider-Man and I hear... And I think to myself, if this is a child, they're probably with an adult, and that adult should probably tell them to stop, calm it down, like, let's not do that, because it's annoying as all get out, and there's no way it's not annoying the parent if it is a child. Now, if it's an adult, okay, then I'm sitting here saying to myself, are you just not comfortable, right? But you're not comfortable to the point where you're hitting the button for like 7 minutes. Like, you got to remember where you are. Okay? When you're in a movie theater, if you can't figure out how to be quiet, you can't figure out how to not be on your cell phone, you can't figure out how to not answer a phone call, you cannot figure out how not to, be... cover your mouth when you cough or when you sneeze or something like that. There's etiquette. There's way that you're there. To me, it's like To me, it makes perfect sense, right? There's etiquette when you're out in public. I'm not going to walk by you and sneeze sneeze in your face. I'm not going to. That happened to me in Detroit Airport. This guy, during COVID, guy was wearing his mask, took his mask off to sneeze while I was walking by him, and then put his mask back on. Shortly after that, I ended up getting sick, and I ended up getting COVID. So that was fun. And I was like, I don't know if it happened because of that, but it definitely doesn't help that that was the exchange and experience that I had. But knowing where you are in public, being cognizant of where you are. It's very important to, pay attention to your surroundings. Think about other people, God forbid, and do what you can do to make sure that yes, you're comfortable. You're doing well. Everything's okay with you, but also thinking of other people. Because I'm sitting here watching the movie and I'm going, what is that sound? And then I'm looking at the chair in front of me, move, 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 move. And I feel like even if they made the chair silent when it moved, people would find something else to make noise with. Because I think there's certain people in society that they have to be heard, even if they're not speaking. They have to do something in order to gain attention. It's like a subconscious, maybe a conscious thing, but to some people a subconscious thing, that they need to be seen and they need to be heard to the point of annoyance. That's an annoying moment to me. Because it's very clear. And if you answer your phone in the middle of a movie, like, I'm not down for slapping people at all, but if someone backhanded you, I'd be like, hey, we all feel this way. So, like, we all feel. There was a guy in a theater being loud as all get out, and you could feel that everybody wanted this guy to just knock it off, and somebody stood up and told the guy to shut up. And then, you want to fight? You want to fight? And it's like, dude, just shut up. I mean, like, you're in a movie theater. If you're going to be this loud and obnoxious, walk out. Okay? It's not our fault that you came to a movie that you're not watching and you're obstructing. That's not our problem. Okay? You're the issue, so figure it out. Because if you're being loud and obnoxious and talking during the movie, you're probably not even watching the movie, because how can you do both at the same time? I mean, I was in a movie theater here in Syracuse. It was one of the Men in Blacks. I don't know if it was Men in Black 2. It might have been. But I was at a Men in Black movie, and the guy got a phone call. And he answered the phone call. And I watched this man proceed to have like a 14-minute conversation on his phone during the movie. At one point saying, oh, yeah, man, don't worry about it. Nah, I'm good. I got time. I'm just watching a movie. So he literally told the person on the phone, it's okay, you called me now. I'm in a movie. Not a big deal. And maybe the guy thought he was at home watching the movie, but it was loud as all get out. I mean, and you do. In those moments, you look at somebody and you think to yourself, like, are you okay? Like, do you know normal human social cues, or are you just totally you don't know society? Have you ever been outside? Do you know what outside looks like? So, I mean, it's people thinking of other people. It's when it comes to the roads and everything being under construction, it's our politicians thinking of us when they're making these decisions. Thinking of what it's going to do to the community, what it's going to do to the neighborhoods, and what it's going to do to businesses, right? It's thinking of other people when you're at a movie theater and you're being loud and obnoxious and you're making your chair recline 62 times. So, it really, the annoying moment of the week comes down to just being aware and caring about other people and their experiences too. I never want to have an experience somewhere that's taking away from somebody else's experience. If I've been on a ride a million times, there's people that'll go on rides at Disney and they'll start reciting things from the ride. And, here's this little kid that's never been on the ride, and you're ruining it for the kid. like say it to yourself. Pay attention, to your surroundings. Just think about other people. That's all. Just think about other people. Because I've been on rides where you can tell that the people that I was around had not been on the ride before. I had, but they hadn't. And there's times where you could tell that people have definitely been on a ride before. And I think about the people around me going, I don't know these people. I don't want to take away from their experience because they may have never been on this before. So I don't want to do something or say something that'll ruin what's coming up next on the ride. Because a lot of these rides have these interactive lines, the cues that you stand in. And I don't, here's this kid on his, parent's shoulders. I don't want to give anything up for him. And I don't want to give anything up for the 47-year-old woman who's never been on the ride. You know what I mean? Like that, to me, it's really important to me to try and preserve the experience of other people instead of thinking it's all about you and it's just me. Like, I know I've been on this ride, but they don't know I've been on this ride. And I don't know if they have or haven't. So I am the person that's always cognizant of, like, okay, I had seen Spider-Man. My godson wanted to go with me yesterday. I had already seen it. I knew everything that happened. I didn't tell him a word. I didn't act a certain way when something was coming up. If I knew something was going to be on the screen next, I didn't look at him and smile and try to get him to anticipate. I allowed him to have the experience of the movie, and I sat next to him as if I had never seen the movie before, because I feel like everyone deserves to have their own experience of something for the first time, and you shouldn't take it away from them. So it's very important. Okay? In life, we are all, in some way, shape, or form, under construction. So let's do the best we can. Okay? We'll take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. This has been the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by the wonderful team at the Baked Potato Express. See Dylan and the crew pulling up near you, and if you want them to come to your event, email them thebakedpotatoexpress@gmail.com. That's thebakedpotatoexpress@gmail.com. Let them know I heard about you on Wake Up Call, or DT told me about your company, and I would love to have you at my event, my block party, whatever's going on. I would love you to be here for this. And can you get in touch? Make sure you send out that message as soon as possible, because the Baked Potato Express has multiple trucks and they're going all over our community of Central and Upstate New York, staying busy and staying present with you. Make sure you try my Wake Up Call breakfast potato on both of their food trucks. Bacon, egg, and cheese on top of their beautifully seasoned potato, and a sprinkle of maple syrup on top. We'll be back inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Stay with us.
This is Jim Dispenza, owner of Game Point Sports Complex. You hear the same story across any sport that kids play and any sport that adults play. There's never enough places to play. That was definitely true with volleyball, definitely true with basketball. Could be cheerleading, it could be field hockey, which is what we're seeing now. Every sport has a lack of places to play, and I think Syracuse in particular is a place where it's really bad. Despite the fact that we've got a lot of athletic talent around here, we just seem to have not enough places for people to play, and they're going to different places. They're going to Rochester, they're going to, Buffalo. They're going all different places because we don't have a place here, and I felt like that should change. This was a long project, from planning all the way through execution to opening the doors. A lot of work went into it, obviously, a lot of money, a lot of resources, and the dream always was kids being in the gym, having a good time. And I've always felt like sports is the most unfiltered joy that you can observe with people, that people can experience, because it is fun, it is a sense of accomplishment, it's all of that wrapped into one thing. And so watching kids going up and down the court with big smiles on their faces has been just amazing experience. I'm looking forward to years to come of that same thing. We've taken the time to invest in multiple sports, and then what we're finding is the mere fact that we have a large, clean, well-lit outlet space has opened a lot more doors for us beyond basketball, volleyball, pickleball. Now we're having some interest from cheerleading. We've got girls field hockey coming in. And then also there's quite a bit of room for spectators. We've got bleachers, we've got benches, we've got a concession lounge where people can get food and drinks. We're going to have multiple sports going at the same time, using every square inch of this place for what it was conceived for, which is basically people to come in, have a good time in the sport that they prefer. We manage each situation differently. Everybody has different ability to afford different things. Some are bringing 10, 15 people, some are just 2 people. I've had a lot of situations where it's a father shooting around with his son, it's a mother playing pickleball with her daughter or with her son, and in those situations come up and we work with people, and that's allowed us to have groups from 2 people up to 30 people and have some flexible pricing behind it. We're an organization that is here to work with the community any way we can, and I guess part of it is just making sure that we have the flexibility to put together a plan that makes sense regardless of the size of your group. So in order to book time, the best option is to go to our website, gamepointsports-syr.com. You can click from there and sign up for events, sign up for your own particular training, sign up for birthday parties, all of that.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life. That's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
And welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, just hearing from Chick-fil-A in Cicero, and it is now time for our segment with Chick-fil-A in Cicero, and that is the lead piece that we do every single Friday. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver is what the acronym stands for. And inside these Great Lakes Honda City Studios on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, proud to bring you our segments every single week and giving you everything that is the essence of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So let's jump into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Today's topic, where you are appreciated. That's where you should go. Where you are appreciated. See, when we're little kids, we get dragged to places, right? We got to go here, we got to go there because we're in the car with our parents, right? We can't drive yet. So sometimes as a kid, you don't necessarily go where you're appreciated, you go where you're brought. But as you get older and you gain more responsibility and you have your own money and you have your own vehicle, you have your own means of being able to go places when you want to go places, leave when you want to leave. We get to going where you're appreciated. And when you're an adult, sometimes it's hard to have to make a decision on whether or not you're going to keep going somewhere. Because you care about that place. You care about what you're doing there. You care about the work you're doing. You care about the experiences. But is it the right place? There's been a couple different things that I think about right now. There's a company that, is in the world of amusement and entertainment. And I love going. And I've loved going my whole life. But they've changed. I feel like their morals are not the same as they used to be. I think their values are out of whack. And I feel like they've done a lot of things to try and appease people. And I think it's backfired. I think people pleasing has really affected their business model. And I sit here today and I say, do I want to go to a place where I just feel like they don't appreciate things like they used to? See, I believe in God, but I don't I don't put down people that don't or don't know or are kind of somewhere in between where they do and sometimes not that they don't, but they're kind of teeter back and forth. When I was a little kid growing up, it was like 9 out of 10 people in the room believed in God. That's what it felt like. And, most of your friends went to church. You get to see them when you go out there to church and see their parents and whatnot. And then I got older and it was like, okay, there's some other viewpoints, some other feelings. In college, you find out a lot of stuff. And then after college, it was still okay. Like, people believe in God and seems like the majority. And then over these last, few years and things that have happened in this country, it's shifted. It feels like at times. And I had never once in my life felt like if I mentioned God, it could be detrimental to my safety, to my company. And there's a time within the last couple of years where I did feel that way. I felt like for the first time ever, somebody was trying to muzzle me. And I've never tried to muzzle the non-believer or somebody who believes in God, but through a, different kind of road, I guess. I have friends that are Jewish, and We've had incredibly great, deep, multi-layered, multifaceted, very exciting, interesting conversations. We believe in the same God overall, but not the same everything. And I've walked away from those conversations sometimes better than the conversations of people that claim to share the same faith as me, because there was a seeking to understand, there was respect, there was kindness, there was genuine, curiosity. And I thought that bred a fantastic conversation. I've had conversations with people that are very, very, very different than me. And I leave them, if that person's respectful to me, I leave those conversations better than I went in. I always tell people, you don't have to agree with me, but I would prefer that you respect me, respect yourself, and justify your opinion. That's it. I mean, how many times have I said it on this? I said it on the show from when I started broadcasting on, professional radio back in 2008. I said, I asked two things. If you're going to call in or write in, whatever, I said, justify your opinion and be respectful. Those are my two rules. I thought it made things very simple. If you were a disrespectful, mean person, if you got personal about things, you're not staying on the air. If you got on the air and you said the Cowboys suck, and I said why, and you said because I hate them, that's not a fact. That's nothing based in facts. It's not really a valuable reason to the conversation. Thank you for your thoughts and opinions, but give us some weight to what you're saying. If I'm going to take an opinion on something, especially if I'm going to be passionate about it, I feel like I should know something about that subject. And if I don't, then I should probably, learn and pay attention. I don't know anything about aviation. Like, I don't know how to fix a plane if a plane is broken. I don't know how. I have no idea how. I've never learned. I've never been taught. I don't know how. So I think if, I could study it to the best of my ability, but if somebody who's worked on planes came and sat down with me and said, this is how this happens and this is how that happens, well, I'm more apt to think that you might be right over me since you do it and I don't. And, I've had conversations with people where, they're telling me how to do my job when I'm not even confident they know how to do theirs. And I will always come to you and talk with you and try to figure it out. It's important to me. And, but it depends on the people that you deal with. Right? It depends on the people that you deal with. I will be completely transparent. I will be open when I'm trying to figure something out. I absolutely want to come to a solution. I love solutions. I've been in relationships and friendships and business partnerships where there is not a focus on a solution. And it's frustrating to talk to somebody that does not want to solve the problem. They just want to keep talking about the problem. And I don't think that's healthy. I think problem solving, and there's plenty of times where I could have been better. Problem solving is very, very important. And so when I talk about going where you're appreciated, it's, knowing your value. I made a decision in my recent life here where I decided not to go where I'm not valued. And I'll tell you what, I don't regret a second of it at all. I was happy to go after. I was happy to take a few days away and then go and see what the experience was like. And the experience was, it was fine. It's still the same old, still the same old BS, but, but taking some time away and not feeling like I had to go. I chose to go. And when I chose to go and when I wanted to go, it was fine. And if I choose to go again, I know what to anticipate. When you see somebody act like a jerk for pretty much every interaction you have with them, or when you're surprised when someone's a nice person, that should tell you everything you need to know. When you think somebody might have taken the wrong medication when they're kind to you, that lets you know kind of your experience. The people that shock you when they're respectful or nice or, communicative or whatever it may be. So, today's topic of going where you're appreciated, life is short. People aren't perfect. People will make mistakes. You'll make mistakes. They'll make mistakes. I think it's really, really important to understand in life that you have to hold yourself to the same expectations that you hold other people to. And, because sometimes if we did that, we go, darn, our expectations are so friggin' high. Why are they this high? I think we got to be really real with ourselves. But going where you're appreciated it's something that's very top of mind to me because I've been thinking about this. I gave myself a window, and I've now passed that window. So now I go back to myself and say, you gave yourself this amount of time to figure this out. Do you need more time? Do you feel like you know? What do you want to do? Do you want to leave this place completely? Do you want to go to this place sometimes? Do you want to go all the time? I definitely don't want to go all the time. Okay, so then there's only two other options. Either we go less or we don't go at all. But I've given myself the power. It's not with them anymore. I'm not going out of guilt. I'm not going out of fear. I'm not going out of I'm saying to myself, you have carried yourself this way for this long. You have given them little to no reason to ever bother you about anything of rule breaking or disrespect or not doing what you're supposed to do. So you've done your part, and now you have to decide how much of that you want to do. You don't have to keep doing it, but your absence was loud. And the ripple effect happened in places where people may not even know that it was me necessarily. Or maybe it's going to take a little time for them to go, oh, holy crap, that was because Dan wasn't there. But you're going to have opportunities in your life to make decisions. And I think it's really important what decisions you're going to make for yourself and for your own sanity and for your own health. And I know why I've gone into, the devil's playground before. It wasn't a play with the devil, I'll tell you that. But I know why I've been in places before where I'm like, I know what the atmosphere is. I know what the environment's going to be, but there's something I want to achieve here. There's something that's important to me here. And then, you put your armor on to the best of your ability because you understand it. Walking into a fire knowing that it's going to burn you and burn your clothes and, be really hot. I mean, you got to be smarter, right? Put on something to protect you from the fire. Bring a fire extinguisher, do something of some sort to establish that if you're going to be there, that you are now going to respond better to the elements. But I want you to take the power back in your life of deciding where you want to be. Again, when you're a kid, you're going where your parents are going. But when you're an adult and you have some freedom and you have your money and you have your vehicle, you have a means of transportation, I want you to really think about who am I spending my time with and where am I spending my time? What am I doing? Where am I doing it? Who am I doing it with? Because your health is incredibly important and your wellness and what you surround yourself with, you become your environment. And it's funny because some people will hang out with a group of people that are a certain way and they'll go, well, they're all this way, but I'm not. And it's like, meh. But to the outside looking in, when you're in that group, the mentality is, you're all birds of a feather, right? Flock together. And so I always think it's important to see who you're around. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? Why? And to be smart about it. I had to, I decided to stop hanging out with my best friend growing up because he was putting himself in situations that were not healthy for me. And though I love him and I wanted to be by his side in every which way, I couldn't follow him down that road. And that road bit him in the butt years later. And I was there. Not to tell him that I was right, not to tell him, haha, but to tell him in that moment that I still loved him and very much care about him and very much want him to be okay. But I wasn't willing to go down, and I'm happy I didn't go down that path. I'm happy I didn't see whatever he saw on that path. Not that him and I would have responded the same way, but I'm really happy I didn't see those things and that I wasn't in those environments. I don't have to be there to make a pretty good hypothesis of what I would have been seeing or been around. And I'm happy that I wasn't. Going where you're appreciated, valued, that's giving yourself permission to say, I don't have to keep going here. When somebody talks about a horrible boss that's constantly like verbally abusing them, I'm like, I know that you have kids and I know that you have, you want to make money and they pay you well. And it's important for you to, take care of your children and take care of yourself and be able to afford your bills and all that stuff. But I'm also concerned about your health and well-being. Like, what about that part? I was talking to one of my brothers and he was telling me about this job and the hours and this, that, and the third. And he's telling me about his body ailments and he should probably have surgery. It sounds like he needs to do something. I shouldn't say probably have, but it sounds like something needs to be done. And his response is, well, like I gotta go out, gotta make money, gotta do this, gotta do that. And my response is, well, I think your family would rather have you healthy than have your money and have you dead. But that's my perspective. My perspective is, you got to take care of yourself. And how do I have that perspective? Well, because I know what it's like to be on the other side. I know what it's like to kill myself to try and make all the clients that I work with happy and, put in 17-hour days, not sleep. And at the end of it all, have somebody go, yeah, well, what else can you do? And you're like, what else can I do? I've done more than enough. So I think you got to really be paying attention to where you're putting yourself. And I want you to go out there and I want you to live happily. I want you to have a good life, a fruitful life, a life that, you feel valued and appreciated. When you go to the grocery store, you don't know who's going to be there and you can't control that. But you can control who you let in your house. What is the old saying? Like, the old saying for me goes, I can appreciate that person exists in life, but I don't have to sleep next to them. Case in point. I will be where I'm appreciated. Or I won't be there. And that's on you. If I walk away from your organization or the relationship or the friendship because I don't feel appreciated, that's on you. Truly. I don't need to feel guilty about that. And I'm so thankful to God of the opportunities that are in front of me. I want to take the ones that appreciate me. That when I walk through the door, they say, Dan, great to have you. As opposed to some places that act like they wouldn't even care if you were in a casket today. So it's very, very important to pay attention. and to value your time and space, energy. Life is hard enough. Don't be in rooms where people don't value you. You don't have to sit at that table. I would rather sit by myself than sit at a table of fools. It's just reality. I don't wish bad on them, but I have no desire to be there. And when you know how to be alone, it teaches you how to make good choices about who you choose to be around, because you're not being around people because you need to have connection. When you learn how to be alone, you don't get into any type of relationship for the sake of being in one because you don't want to be by yourself. You get into relationships that you think are better than you going at this life alone. It's a thing where you want to, not that you have to. Some people will connect to people just to feel connection. I'm going to connect to people that bring value to my life. If you don't, then you might have to go. Not because I'm a jerk, but because I surround myself with people that make me a better version of myself. I surround myself with people that challenge me. Being around someone that constantly disrespects me is nothing that I want to do. So, decisions, baby. Got to make them. This has been Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by the wonderful team at Chick-fil-A Cicero. We'll take a step aside. We'll come back with the top dog of the week right after this. Stay with us inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios.
Avicoli's Restaurant, located on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, has been serving our community for decades. Your place to go for home cooking on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road is just minutes from Liverpool High School. And every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is on site, on location, with Liverpool sports, student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their stories throughout the year. We look forward to seeing you on site at Avicoli's for their casual pizza side, their fine dining, as well as their bar. And of course, you can order online at myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. For takeout, delivery, and catering, call 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. Come on in to the neighborhood spot Avicoli's, open 7 days a week in Liverpool, New York. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is your home away from home for your furry-loving friends. Open 7 days a week with drop-off and pickup times in the morning and later on in the day and early evening. K-9 Campground Dog Boarding is the spot to trust with your dog for short and long-term stays. Call 315-299-4013 for more information. That's 315-299-4013, and go to K9campground.com as well. That's K9 ground.com, where you will find all of the information on their different cabins, which include the classic cabin, executive cabin, grand cabin, and luxury cabin. K9 Campground Dog Boarding, where your dog will have indoor and outdoor areas as well as their own private cabin for any size, any breed, as well as dogs with different needs. Dog parents and dogs alike choose K9 Campground Dog Boarding. Isn't that right, Lily?
Hello, this is Dylan Husted, the owner of the Baked Potato Express. We do mostly big festivals or big corporate like private events. Typically just big festivals such as like Taste of Syracuse, Food Truck Battle, Battle of the Wings. I do the State Fair. They're ordering from a fresh food truck that is making real food and happy to make it and wants them to enjoy every bite. We season every potato before they go in the oven, and then they bake for an hour, and when they come out, we season them again after we cut them. We use real butter, real cheese, real ingredients, so it's all really good food and people love it. We have a lot of returning customers and regulars that we see very often. The customers really make a big impact, and this is a big food truck community. The events here are super busy. It's like in my blood. I like building things and creating stuff that people love, and me and my friends are the ones that run the truck, so it's kind of, we keep it's a tight circle in there, and we have like a family sort of oriented truck, and it's a lot of fun, and we have a good time doing it, and people love our food, so it ends up making it well for everybody. You can contact the Baked Potato Express at thebakedpotatoexpress@gmail.com or the Baked Potato Express on Instagram or TikTok. We are very happy to be partnered up with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora as the exclusive sponsor of the Annoying Moment of the Week. And be sure to try DT's baked potato creation at all of our food trucks. The Baked Potato Express. Let's get baked.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Happy to have you back here inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They are open for sales and service Monday through Saturday and all the time online at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. We appreciate you being with us up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT and on WakeUpCallDT.mixlr.com. It's time for the Top Dog of the Week. Top Dog of the Week proudly presented by the wonderful team at K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. There's only one place I'd bring my dog for daily care, and that is K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. Why? Because I trust Lorraine and I trust the staff that she assembles. She's a fantastic person, wonderful human being, thanks to Chad and Lorraine and the work that you do to take care of our dogs during the day because of whatever reason we got going on in our lives. I appreciate you. I value you. And without you being who you are and providing what you provide, we would not have the avenues to take care of things that we need to take care of. So thank you for caring for our dogs, giving them a home away from home, and valuing them so very much so that we can feel comfortable when we have to bring them somewhere. I thank you for that. I value that. I respect it. I appreciate it. And I'm just happy to know good people in this world. So, with that being said, top dog of the week for this week. My top dog of the week, man, I think it's pretty easy. I think I gotta honor. To me, I got to do it. I got to give it to Lombard. I have to. I know I've talked about him a little bit. I kind of worked him into the top dog of the week within the last couple of weeks, but I think I need to just outright give it to him this week. George Lombard Jr. This dude's he's awesome. He's a phenom. He's making it happen. He's doing great things. George Lombard Jr., 21 years old, born in 2005 in Miami, Florida. He's just rocking and rolling here. Defensively, offensively, comes up big. The moment's never too big for him. And he's never too big for the moment. I love it. So I gotta shout out George Lombard Jr. Volpe, I want you to come back, my guy. Jason Dominguez, bring it on home. But we got to find a spot for y'all because George Lombard Jr., I might be buying a 96 jersey. That's how much I'm on that train, that if he keeps going and keeps doing his thing and being consistently good, not occasionally great, Rookie of the Year, babes. Why not? So, you know what I mean? Why not? Why not him? Why not now? So, he's making it fun to watch the pinstripes. I'm loving it. he's been a feel-good story in a tumultuous time at times with the Yankees dealing with injuries and, guys having struggles and whatnot. He's been not only a good story for the Yankees, he's been a great story for all of Major League Baseball. And he's a great story for kids. And he's a great story for adults who are aspiring to chase after and catch their dreams and go beyond their dreams. George Lombard Jr. is a true example of, if you keep at it, you get after it, you believe in yourself, even if nobody else does, you can do it. And when you do it, you can keep doing it. You got to have faith. You got to have confidence. You got to put in the work. And then you go out there and you do it. No one's got to believe in you except you. I love it. He makes me want to go to Yankee games all the time. Not that I don't want to go to a Yankee game all the time, but George Lombard Jr., I love it. And I love the Volpe story within the last couple of years. And I love that Ben Rice got out of his slump. I love seeing people get back to being the best version of themselves. Sometimes we get knocked down. Sometimes it's by the world. Sometimes it's by us. But it's how you get up. What did Rocky say? It's not how many times you get hit. It's how much you can take and keep moving forward. It's not how hard you're hit. It's that you get up and keep moving forward. So Volpe, get up and keep moving forward. Dominguez, get up and keep moving forward. And George Lombard Jr., my top dog of the week, man, you've been wearing them pinstripes well. Keep doing your thing, young man. I appreciate you. And I know I'm not the only one. God bless. Top dog of the week, George Lombard Jr., that junkie doing his work. Love it. Absolutely. Brought to you by K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare. Getting in touch with them today, 315-437-7110. 315-437-7110 is the number to call. And you can also get in touch with them by going to K-9 kamp.com. So make sure you do that today and visit them at 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. With that being said, we are getting set to welcome Dr. Micah Parker to the broadcast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. It is my honor and my privilege to have the opportunity to bring you the Big West. And it is such a beautiful thing what we get to do here, what we're doing today, what we're doing every single month, to have the full-time members of the Big West here on the broadcast to celebrate the Big West overall is a truly meaningful piece, and I love it, but I cannot bring it to you any other way than this way.
Big West, only the bold.
And as we travel through the West Coast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we journey out west every single week. And today, in that journey out west, we feature Dr. Micah Parker, California Baptist, Vice President for Athletics, and one of the newer members of this Big West. So with that being said, picture in picture, East Coast to the West Coast, let me hear you to everybody around the country and the world. Dr. Micah Parker here with us. And Micah, I had the pleasure of seeing your face before right now, which is when you were in that promo video, letting everybody know exactly what this Big West is going to look like and feel like. So welcome to the show. And thank you already for getting me hype about what the Big West is moving toward.
Thanks, Dan. It's a blessing to be up early this morning and talk about the Lancers.
Yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to have you here, and we'll discuss a lot of different things this morning with the California Baptist Vice President for Athletics. And, for you, Micah, to be where you are today in the seat that you're at today, overseeing the Lancers, there's obviously a road to get to this moment. And I would love for you to bring us through kind of some of the experiences you've had along the way in the sports world or even out of the sports world that you think had a direct kind of domino effect to put you where you are right now.
Wow. Well, I think the Bible says that man plans his steps, but God guides them. I would, and I always tell people, I don't think anyone ever says to themselves, when they're in high school, maybe even when they're in college. If I just play my cards right, maybe if the stars align, I could be an administrator. I think people usually think about doing other things, and then getting into administration just kind of happens. But I was a college coach for 17 years, and I was blessed to coach at a variety of different levels. And then when I got out of coaching, I was doing an administrative job where I was running a K through 12 private Christian school in Houston, Texas. And then in 2009, Cal Baptist, in a moment of weakness, called and interviewed me to be the athletic director at their university. At that time, we were NAIA. So I have the unique opportunity to be an AD at 3 different levels, but all at the same school, in NAIA, D2, and D1. So my path has not been normal, but it's what God had planned, and I'm just excited to come along for the ride.
Well, and there's so much to unpack on that ride, so to speak. And first and foremost, and most importantly to me, and I value it. I actually talked about it before you came on the air. Never push it on anybody, but I absolutely don't hide it. I very much appreciate your faith forward approach to this conversation and your willingness to talk about God. What role has faith had in your life, and why are you so open about it in a country that sometimes feels like it's not as comfortable to speak about God?
Yeah, well, I was raised in a Christian family. My father was a missionary, and I initially I wanted to be a Christian teacher and coach, work at a Christian school. I thought I was going to be a high school coach and teacher, and then that didn't happen. But I feel like I've always been preparing for this. Our mission at CBU is to honor Christ through excellence in athletics. We feel like excellence honors God and it serves other people, and so that's what we want to try to do. It's a blessing to be at a university where I can combine 2 things that I love: my faith in God and also my love for athletics. So it's a huge blessing. It's a responsibility that our coaches take on. It's difficult to be in college athletics right now, but they also have the charge to compete in a Christian mission, in a Christian atmosphere. So it's fun, it's a challenge, but it's just what I feel like I've been called to do.
Well, and again, I feel like every time I have a question, you take it to so many places that I'm like, man, we could spend an hour right here. And so one of the things, and I always think it's funny how God works in a very purposeful ways. I was having NAIA conversations this week. So to be at a school, like you said, and at 3 different levels, it's one thing to oversee an athletic department at 3 different schools that are at 3 different levels, but to be at the same school, you might be in a league of your own. There's not a lot of individuals that get to say. I mean, I was with Lemoyne College and Bob Beretta in the transition from NCAA D2 to D1, so I know he experienced D2 to D1. But for you to have such a unique experience of NAIA to Division II to Division I in the NCAA, and to do it all at the same school, it's not only unique for you as an experience in life, it's unique for humanity and the billions of people that have been on this planet. Do you ever take a step back and say, this story is really cool that I got to live it, but I feel like there's only 4 people I can talk to about this?
Yes, no, I know that it's very unique. I personally, I tell D1 people all the time, I think everybody should be a small college coach or administrator at one point in their career, because there's so many skills you learn doing that. You're much smaller. You have to wear many hats, so you have to be involved in everything. Yeah. And as you evolve into running a larger organization, you have to step back and delegate a lot more because you have more people to do those things. But we're in Division I. We're one of 362 schools. We're definitely not the biggest. We're not the smallest, but we're definitely not the biggest. So we have to do more with less sometimes. And I think being an NAI AD and coach and and working in Division II helps prepare us for that. We have a couple coaches on our staff that have come along with that journey with me, and I think it's been a great benefit for them. When I was at the small college level, there was plenty of coaches who were talented enough, skilled enough to be at coaching at the highest level. It's just whether they got the opportunity or not. But having that small college background, I believe, is a blessing. We've just tried to grow with our school. Our university has grown tremendously, and so athletics has just tried to stay up with them. When we were NAI, it was appropriate for us to be NAI at that time. And then as our school kept on growing, it just made sense for us to continue to grow with it.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that growth, change, right? Some people are seemingly feeling allergic to it, right? That change is a difficult thing for some people to kind of embrace. The world is going to bring it. It's going to happen regardless. You know that, Micah. I know that. But you have gone through so much change, even just at one place, that if you weren't embracing of it and willing to ride the tide as opposed to let the tide take you, who knows where you would be. So I want to know how you became such a good surfer out there in California.
Oh boy, that's a crazy question. Well, I think successful organizations, they can change and grow and adapt if they stay within their mission. What's one of the things I'm most proud of being a part of California Baptist is we've grown, and yes, we've changed and we've gotten bigger, but we haven't let go of that mission. I see universities all over the country, if you pay attention, that fail. It's usually because they walked away from their true mission. And we just haven't done that, and I believe God has blessed us because of that. You talk about change. I used to say at CBU, one of the only constants was change because of our growth, but we again still stayed with our mission. In D1 right now, the last 3 to 4 years have just been absolutely crazy. More changes happened in those three years than probably the previous 100, but you just got to wake up every day and say, okay, what do I got to deal with? And do the best you can within the new environment. It is stressful to have your foundation change a lot, but the NCAA has had to deal with that lately.
Yeah, and speaking here with Dr. Micah Parker in this edition of Journey Out West in our multimedia marketing partnership with the Big West Conference, state-of-the-art, nothing like this around the country for any conference to do something of the magnitude that we're doing here and spotlighting the Big West the way that we are on Wake Up Call and with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. I'm happy to be here with California Baptist having the spotlight today with their Vice President for Athletics, Dr. Micah Parker. You talk about, and you've alluded to a couple times, the NCAA and where we're at right now. Micah, this is... it is a strange, confusing, ever-changing. You wake up in the morning and something else is on fire or a pot has fallen off the stove. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in the NCAA right now. I wrote an article a few years ago, and I think at this point it's probably 3 years ago, and I ended the article by saying if I had to sum it all up, if we don't put a fence around the barn, we're going to be chasing the horses every single night. I'd love to get your thoughts as you nod to that statement, what that means to you.
Yeah, it is a lot like herding cats right now. Sometimes I feel bad. I feel bad for the NCAA, and then other times I don't, because maybe they were focusing on the wrong thing for a while. But part of the problem is we are a membership organization, so we're made up of members. But right now we're made up of members that really don't want to be governed. Yeah. So we come up with the rules. We all agree on them, and then we start to fight them. So we have a lot of lawyers at the local level that are making decisions that would benefit a singular person or a small group of people versus the detriment of tens of thousands of student athletes. So yeah, it is a challenge. It's a challenge. We just have to continue to figure out, okay, tell us the rules and we're going to abide, tell us the rules, we're going to abide by them and do the best we can with them. It's difficult when the rules change continually. That's for sure. But I appreciate our conference, and the Big West Conference, our leadership. Dan Butterly and his staff have done a really, really good job of keeping us informed and helping us try to navigate this. But it definitely has been a challenge. But what are you going to do? We're not going to quit. We're going to keep competing. We're going to try to do the best we can with what we have. And
yeah.
We've been blessed to be successful regardless of what the paradigm is, and hopefully that will continue.
And seeing this from the angles that I've seen it and my coverage across the country of all of these 30 plus conferences, how do you, as the leader of an athletic department at California Baptist and inside of the Big West, how do you navigate just how it seems like people are in different conferences or in different places, right? There's 4 conferences in an autonomy group. Nobody else is in that. Sometimes you can mirror that and say, well, we're going to do certain things that they're doing. But there's, to me, and speaking with John Swafford years ago, the then ACC commissioner, I said, hey, John, I'm the son of a lawyer. Autonomy is a legal term that you've chosen. Power and non-power, that's a media thing, and I can't stand using those terms, and I don't unless I'm referencing something. So when I talk with him about autonomy, I said, autonomy means self-governing. Are you not essentially telling the NCAA that you're here as long as you want to be here, but you don't need to be here? You're on your own island, and have you not met with the other commissioners of the autonomy group and spoken with them about truly being self-governing and breaking away? And I'll never forget, we were in Brooklyn at the ACC tournament, and John sat right across from me and he said, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but not right now. And it's not that it hasn't been discussed. And now I sit here today and I say to you, Micah, when you have an institution that's not in the autonomy group, from the outside looking in, what does it feel like to all be Division I, to all be in the NCAA, but to have some conferences say that they are self-governing, where obviously the Big West is not self-governing, it's working with the NCAA?
It's difficult, but there's always been differences. We're one of 98 Division I schools that doesn't have football.
Yeah,
that's a difference. So we are just focusing on trying to compete at the conference level, in trying to be the family favorite or family choice for athletic entertainment in the Inland Empire. The Inland Empire is over 4 million people. They have limited choices when it comes to Division I athletics. So we're just trying to own our neighborhood, get our community excited about us, come out and watch some really talented student athletes, and then compete with our peers. And right now our peers are the Big West Conference, and like I said, those other 98 schools that don't have Division I football. I would lose my mind if I was focusing on, we have to be the same as this Power 4 school over here that has a $300 million athletic budget. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, and it's a waste of time for us. We have to compete and do the best we possibly can with where we're at, and I compare ourselves to those peers, like I said, in our conference and those other 98 Division I schools without football. Last year we finished 5th out of 98 when it came to national rankings on conference and national success out of those schools.
Yeah,
and we're pretty pumped about that. We feel like we're overachieving, and we want to keep doing that.
Yeah, and there's a couple things to think about here, but like you said, being one of the 98 Division I schools, there's over 300, and to be one of those that doesn't have football, how is that an advantage, right? I'm a guy who's a glass half full guy, so how is being one of the 98 without football an advantage for California Baptist?
Well, football costs a lot of money. That's for sure. sure. And out west, there's more Division I schools that don't have football than those that do, especially in California. So we are blessed to be in a conference that's similar in a lot of those ways. But I've been an athletic director at a football school, and I really enjoyed it. We had great leadership in our football program, so I really enjoyed it. But that's just not what we have here, and so we got to work with what we have here. We have some sports that do really, really well and are very popular in our community, get a lot of attendance. So we just focus on those.
I think you can appreciate that when you say something out loud, God always shows you in some way, shape, or form that he was listening. When people ask me what sports I've covered in 22 plus years of being a broadcaster, I say I've pretty much covered everything except for probably cricket and water polo. So I have to ask you, having water polo, and I'm, here in the studio and looking at all the sports that CBU provides as sponsored opportunities, now that God has said, well, bet money, put it down on the table. You said you haven't done it. We're about to do it. So I would love to know, as the head of an athletic department that has water polo, what am I in for, Micah, as I step forward?
Well, I grew up in the Midwest, so I had never seen a water polo game in person until I became the AD here in 2009. I remember my men's coach telling me, Mike, it's just like basketball, but it's in the water. And now having watched it, and I enjoy it, and we've been really successful at water polo. I can see some of the similarities, but there are definitely some differences too. But it's a really fun game. It's very physical, very challenging athletically. Our water polo players are some of the most fit individuals I've ever been around. Very challenging game. But it's exciting. It's not a long contest. There's 4 quarters. It goes pretty quick, and there's a lot of action, a lot of scoring. It's really fun to watch.
If I gave you the option of being a water polo player, a basketball player, or a soccer player for California Baptist right now in this moment, which one can I trust for you to have immediate success at, and why?
Well, really, all 3 of those programs have a great chance to be successful. We have good facilities, good coaches, and we have pretty good support administratively too when it comes to scholarships and funding. So, if I was just looking at it success wise, it would be a pretty tough decision to make. People ask me all the time, "What's your favorite sport?" I always tell them my favorite sport is the one I'm watching right. The one I'm watching right then, and we have 160 home games, 160 plus home games on our campus a year. So I get to watch those and watch our student athletes compete and do well. You might think I'm trying to avoid that question, and you might be right, because I'm not going to say I don't want to say that I'd rather do this or rather do that. It's really who's playing that day. That's what I'd want to be a part of. But it would at CBU, it would be really hard to choose, because I know the coaches in those programs. They're outstanding coaches, outstanding people, and I would love to be a student athlete for either one of them.
I'm not going to knock anything you said, because people ask me all the time, and I always say that I love all of them because I've met great people in every sport that I've covered. So how can I say I love this more than that when I love the people the same? So it is tough. So I gave you an opportunity to see where you would go, and you aligned with me, Micah. So I will say that before we hop into rapid fire and have some fun with it, on July 1st, 2026, not too long ago, CBU officially became a full member of the Big West. Tell me why.
Well, I think we both needed each other. The conference realignment was happening pretty rapid fire. We were hoping to find a conference. The WAC conference was a good home for us initially, but we were hoping to find a conference that was much more regional, that our fans were more familiar with. So it was such a blessing to be able to join the Big West. Has a great tradition, being very successful. And then for us to be around regional people where our travel is much less, our travel budgets are less, our fans are going to be able to go to away games now in conference, and they hadn't been able to do that unless they were able to travel long distances. And then we have the rivalry with UCR, which is going to be a blessing. There's not very many cities in the country that have two Division I schools that are in the same conference. Yeah. So we're really excited about that too. Our fans are excited to see us play, UC Irvine and UC San Diego and UCR and Fullerton and CSUN, and all those schools that they're familiar with, Long Beach, Fullerton, they're all familiar with those schools because they've lived in California. So it's fun for them to see CBU associated with those schools and beating those schools. It's fun for them to see that.
So having that unique situation in Riverside, California, between UC Riverside and California Baptist, what can we expect? What could I expect to come out to any competition on the fields, courts, pools, tracks, whatever of life? If it's California Baptist, UC Riverside, and it's happening today, what type of environment am I going into? What type of atmosphere would you describe with having two Division I institutions in the same city, in the same conference?
Well, I hope you're going to see a really fun college atmosphere. Last year we played UCR 10 times, and that was by far the most we've been able to play them. This year it'll be 14 times, I think. Our city is starting to embrace this. We're calling it the Crosstown Showdown. We're actually coming up with a trophy that we're gonna have and promote. The trophy is going to be based around the Rain Cross Bell, which is kind of our Riverside's logo, basically. So we will be promoting our games with UCR a little bit more than some of our other games.
Yeah,
we're going to be really excited about people coming out to watch us compete. This is a rivalry that's pretty new. I mean, because we haven't been able to compete against each other as much, so it's pretty new. But we're really excited about it. I think you're going to see a great competition and a great rivalry.
Well, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for the opportunity. The Big West and Dan Butterly knows this, the commissioner of the Big West Conference. I mean, I've felt connected, and I blame him for a lot of it. His passion and his tenacity really brought me in deeper to it, and just the conversations that we've had very much aligned with each other, and I appreciate it so very much. Before rapid fire, there's two points I want to make, or two things I want to talk with you about. One of them being the reality that in the Big West alone, there's a ton of California-based schools, right? Outside of Utah Valley, we're talking about really taking over California. In the state of California, there are schools even outside the Big West where there's so many institutions within this one state. So how does CBU stand on its own, stand alone? When I put a spotlight on CBU, what am I seeing that I'm not seeing anywhere else? What makes CBU a destination for a student athlete, a student, a teacher, an administrator, a coach? Why come to CBU?
Yeah, that's a great question. I challenge our coaches a lot to, hey, let's lean into our differences a little bit. I mean, there are a lot of universities that you could say are the same, but we're different because we're a Christian university. Our mission is different. So I challenge our coaches to lean into that. If you want to compete at the highest level, but be in a Christian environment, then this is a great place for you. We have a beautiful campus, great facilities, very talented coaches, and we've had a lot of success. We've had success at every level. So you want to come and compete in that environment, which is unique. I mean, and there's 362 Division I schools. There's not very many of them that have a Christian mission to them. So we see it as a ministry, and we're really excited about that. But we can look to past success and future potential to encourage athletes to come here, because they can see, like, hey, I come there, it's well supported. The fans are there, they show up. Our campus and community shows up to our games. It's just an exciting place to compete and grow. And we've been able to replicate that year after year. I hope we can continue to do that. Last year we won 9 conference championships, Dan. That's an amazing year. I'm not sure we'll ever be able to do that again, but we're sure gonna try.
Yeah.
And while we did that, our athletes averaged a 3.4 GPA. Over 500 athletes, their GPA was to 3.4. So we can talk to families about, listen, we've done it before. Here's the blueprint for our success. If you come here and dedicate yourself to our mission, you're gonna be graduate with a good GPA and get a good job, and you're gonna have the opportunity to compete at a very high level and be successful.
Yeah, and I love, that background and the different elements and caring about the student and student athlete, which is imperative and incredibly important to me in every conversation that I have when it comes to collegiate athletics and talking with high school students that are getting ready for it. Micah, one thing that, and kind of going off of what you said, when you speak about how you go about what you go about at CBU and to give to others and to, truly care about the community, care about what you're building and just what this atmosphere is like outside of CBU. You are a Christian motivational speaker. You've spoken at national youth gatherings, faith-based businesses, school assemblies, church events, graduations, as well as and fellowship of Christian athlete groups. And you've also served as an assistant professor during your time at Concordia. So I would love to dive into that a little bit. Being a professor, being truly on the student side, and then living in the world of putting your Christianity out there, your faith out there, and trying to help people in all different walks of life, all different ages, and those that know God and those that may hopefully come to know him.
Speaking is something I really enjoy. I have 7 or 8 talks that I use regularly that I can mold into really whatever that organization or whatever that conference is trying to convey. I love speaking because it's so different than my job as an administrator. Usually the people there are excited to see me. I get to present. I get to talk about Jesus. I love telling stories. I try to be somewhat humorous, and then I get to leave and move on to the next thing. It fills me up. It energizes me. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I've been doing it for the last 27 years. My father was a missionary, my father was a teacher, and so I think there's some things there that I want to emulate him, and I enjoyed watching him do, and I could see the impact that he had on people. I enjoy being a teacher in the classroom. It's just a fun thing. I enjoy watching students learn and grow, and I also enjoy just watching young people overachieve. And if you can be a part of that, you can be a part of helping somebody do something they've never done before, or experience something they've never experienced before, or overcome something. That's so fun. It's just such a fun thing to do. We have some wonderful young people in our country, and we have some wonderful young people at CBU, and it's just a joy to watch them just be a small part of it. If that means talking to the team and giving them something to think about from God's word, or something to think about from my personal history or experience, that's great. If that means I help them by making sure they have a good budget, or making sure they have good facilities, or helping us get our community involved, then that can be a fun thing to do also. But I love the process of planning something, preparing for it, and then executing it. Yeah. And if I can help anybody else along the way while doing that's just a lot of fun for me.
Well, I can tell you, bonding faith and passion and what you're doing in your job, sports, and life, the tagline for Wake Up Call is where sports meets life. So I am right there with you. I appreciate it, and I value it more than I can put into words in the amount of time that we have to talk today. But I do look forward to our conversations on and off the air. I think having a fireside chat with you and knowing the things that parallel us both would really be a God-given opportunity and a beautiful opportunity that I look forward to. And so the final piece that we have, Micah, is that you get to do something you never get to do as the leader of an athletic department. You get to ask questions. So you and we can talk about anything. You'll ask the first, I'll ask the second. We'll go back and forth for a couple here, but you can ask any topic, any question. I have to answer it. We're live on video and audio, so no pressure to either one of us around the world. So what is the question that you would like to ask me when you can ask any topic, any question?
Favorite sitcom?
Man, I love that because I never get it. So I would say, it's got to be Boy Meets World. It has to be. It has to be. I had a crush on Topanga. I got to meet her as an adult. I had a wonderful conversation with her. At the time, I was with somebody, and I took a picture with her, sent it to my mom, and I was like, why do I look happier with this stranger than I do where I'm at? And ironically, God and I were talking and having dialogue about that relationship. That relationship ended shortly after I met, and not because of anything to do with, that meeting of Topanga, but it's just funny how life kind of worked out where some things came full circle and then some things went out of my circle. So definitely Boy Meets World. I got to interview 3 of the cast members in front of the world. That was really cool. And I just feel like there's a message in every single episode. I have my own Feeny, Tom DeSantis, and I love shows that are funny, but very, at the same time, informative. There was a lot of morals, values, and faith that were in those shows, and I think I can go watch any one of those episodes today and still learn something. So I would say Boy Meets World. Okay.
I have to admit, I've never seen that show.
Well, now you have something to binge watch on
Okay,
Disney Plus.
I will.
So
I'll look it up.
all right, Mike, I'm going to stay in the same vein. If you could jump into any fictional TV or movie world, what world would you jump into and live in? Tell me why.
To have fun, I would probably maybe jump into The Office. I would think that would be a fun environment to be in for a little while.
Okay.
I like watching crime shows. I like watching investigations. I like trying to figure it out before, and maybe mysteries. I like trying to figure it out maybe before the climax or at the end when they reveal what's going on. So I would probably like to be in the middle of something like that, solving a problem that maybe doesn't look like it could be solved. I think those would be fun things. But I do I don't watch a lot of TV, and I sure don't get to watch TV that's current usually because of my job. So, I watch things like The Office or Seinfeld reruns and things like that are kind of mindless, and just I don't have to really worry or think too deeply. And then on the other hand, I'll watch serious stuff like crime shows, or my wife was like, why that's so terrible, what's happening there? I'm like, no, I'm trying to figure out why that person did that, or how that happened. I enjoy doing those. So those two extremes when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah, I could appreciate it. I could definitely, because mine too can go all over the place. What's your next question for me?
Name your, as far as major league sports, name your teams. So NFL, NBA, college, all the big high level. What's your favorite teams? Basketball, hockey, what is your favorite teams?
This will probably make you laugh because my teams are all around the country and some of them are outside of the country. So when it comes to the World Cup, Spain and Italy, that's my heritage. I'm always leaning on them. Of course, I want to see America do well, but Spain and Italy, absolutely love. MLS, Charlotte FC, NHL, the Anaheim Ducks. I joke with Dan Butterly about it all the time because I am quack all day. And then NBA, Toronto Raptors, NFL, Jaguars, second Cowboys, and if I had a Super Bowl. And then, who am I missing? Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I'm already a West Coast kid, even though I was born in the East. people out here are like, why the Diamondbacks and why the Ducks? I said, well, the Diamondbacks because I wanted my own team and I love Randy Johnson. The Ducks because of the Mighty Duck movies. I blame Emilio Estevez, the knuckle puck, and the flying V. That's not my fault. I fell in love with it. I can't help myself, and I can literally forget what I had for breakfast, but I can play scenes of the Mighty Duck movies in my head at any given time. So I'm a duck through and through, for sure. My last question for you, Micah. Okay, I like this because I like that our conversation has gone to some very deep elements, and I would love to see where you would go if you were in my seat. If you were the host of Wake Up Call, tomorrow morning it's Wake Up Call with Dr. Micah Parker. Who are your 3 special guests and why?
3 special guests. So could this be someone that's dead or someone from history or someone? Okay.
It can be dead or alive.
Yeah. I would love to be able to interview Ronald Reagan. I would love to be able to interview George Washington, I would love to Martin Luther King Jr. Those are people that I just admire as leaders in difficult times. I would love to, but I know at some point I'm going to be able to be face to face with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I would love to do that. I've got many questions that I can't wait to be answered, but I would be excited about that. In the sports world, I would love to, if it was just sports people, my favorite baseball team is the Cubs. So I would love if I could interview Harry Carey or Ryan Sandberg or Andre Dawson. My favorite football team was the Rams. The NFL team was the Rams when I was growing up. I would love to interview some of those players. And then I grew up in Nebraska. A lot of my time growing up as an adolescent was in Nebraska. So I'm a huge Husker fan. So I've had the chance to meet Tom Osborne. I think he's one of the greatest men to ever live, and definitely one of the greatest coaches. I would love to interview that guy. He just a wealth of knowledge and great mission and great foundation.
Well, I love it, and I would say that we could end with exactly that great point that you made of why you'd have all of them, but I'm going to end it this way instead. You said at the beginning, a man makes his plans, God guides his steps. That has never been more top of mind to me than right now. And I will also say that in your Trust Guy Ministries, Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight, which goes off of your point of saying, we make our plans, he guides our steps. Micah, God has been present here in this conversation. I feel him. I know he's here. I got the message, and I'm so grateful to share the message of CBU, your story, and I look forward to the Lancers being here on Wake Up Call with many stories to come, and cannot thank you enough for your time, your openness, and a conversation that, I'll tell you on or off the air, really meant something to me today.
Thanks, Dan. I've also enjoyed it. I want to make sure you know how to lance up.
So yeah, that's why I got to do it this way. It's reversed on the screen, so I got to do it like that. Yeah. There we go. So we'll make lance up, and yeah, no, I appreciate it very much. So I'm learning all the symbols here. So we're ready to lance up. I respect it. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking with you soon. And now I just got to get some CBU gear so I can remind everybody when I'm in my travels how to lance up as well. That's what I'll say.
You bet. All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Micah. Thanks for talking with you. God bless to you and your family and your mission. Thank you for the work you're doing.
All right. Thanks to you.
Take care.
Lance up.
Lance up. Take care. That coming once again from Dr. Micah Parker here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. I'm learning all of the all the signs. I'm learning it all here inside of the Big West. I love it. I feel like that's a thing now. I feel like when I do these interviews with the Big West in our multimedia marketing partnership, I think, because we did the Stingers up, and now we're doing the Lance up. I think that's got to be a thing to every interview. I think that's one of the look forward to moments, definitely, for sure. And then maybe a montage at some point we could put that together. So, man, I love my job. I didn't want to say see you later to Micah. That was way too amazing of a conversation that went by very quickly, and we touched on a lot of different things, and yet I could have sat there on one of the things he said, and I felt very compelled to unpack the layers of just simply one thing. But that's why we're doing it here in the Big West. We have the time to tell the story, and we're taking the time to tell it because the Big West deserves it, and that's what we're here for, to make history with a conference that decided to step out, dare to be different, and to be exactly what they are, bold, and this partnership embodies every piece of that. It is the essence of being bold, and so I'm happy that Dan Butterly and the crew made the decision to step forward with me into uncharted territory and to do what we're doing like we did today. We'll take a step aside for a fast break inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. We're going to wrap things up on Wake Up Call right after this. Stay with us.
Big West, only the bold.
Hi, this is Gina Husted. I'm part owner of Skippy's Ice Cream. The other half is my better half, Don Husted Jr. When somebody comes up to the truck and it's a family, it's nice that the older generation is nostalgic and they can tell the younger generation, back in my day, we used to have the truck around our neighborhood. So now you're lucky because the truck can come to your party, and you're lucky that this truck is at a festival and you're getting to buy the ice cream. And basically we're ice cream that comes to you now, specifically comes to you, not for you waiting for us, we're coming to you. We will do neighborhoods if you have a block party. We do birthdays, we do anniversaries, we do celebrations of life, we do wedding showers, we do festivals, we'll do corporate events, we have a lot of corporate picnics, we have family reunions, so it's a whole wide range of whatever party you have, we'd love to be at. We're so appreciative of the community, always coming up to us at festivals and calling us to have different events. We have a lot of return customers. We always have people coming up to our truck. We're always there for the community. We always try to give back to different organizations and fundraisers, and so I think the community sees that. We like to give back to them. This is where we live. This is where we were raised. This is where our kids were raised. So the community is very special to us. I mean, obviously we've lived here our whole lives. So it means a lot that they come up to our truck and that they choose us, because we're just there to please the community and deal with as many people as we can in this community, because this is, like I said, where we were born and raised. If you'd like to get in touch with Skippy's Ice Cream and have us at your next event, I would suggest using our email, skipthecake, SKIPTHECAKE, skipthecake@gmail.com. That's the fastest way to get a hold of us. It's the easiest way to get a hold of us, and that's going to get the fastest response from us. If you choose to call, if you don't have an email, then you can call 315-456-9750, and we'll be glad to get back to you as soon as we can. Skippy's Ice Cream, the original ice cream truck.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Life gets busy, and sometimes that means us running around. So K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare offers you an opportunity to give your dog a place to stay while you take care of what you need to throughout the day. K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare is located on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, New York. You can see it from the highway, and it's just off of Erie Boulevard across from BJ's Wholesale Club. Call 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110 to schedule an appointment to bring your dog in and tour the facility. Appointments are Monday through Thursday after 6:30, where you and your dog can see everything that K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare has to offer, including a self-serve dog wash and a retail store filled with all of your dog's wants and needs, including food, treats, harnesses, leashes, and more, making K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare your one-stop shop for your furry loving friend. Right, Lily?
Hi, this is Chris Rauda.
And Colleen Rakowski from Gray's Craze of Clay.
It's a fun, innovative, upscale catering solution. We've turned eating into a whole new experience. Each of our boards is packed with delicious mix of artisan cheeses. We use premium cured meats, fresh fruits, nuts, and all of the sweet touches that really bring out the best in every perfect bite.
We offer something as small as a grab and go that feeds 1, maybe 2 people, to our large board that can serve anywhere up to 25, 28 people. So we have the ability to really meet and hopefully exceed all of our customers' expectations when it comes to the different varieties of things that we have.
Charcuterie boards or boxes are healthy, fresh, delicious. They're made to order. We're baking the breads here daily. We're baking the cookies here daily. All of our dips are homemade, made in-house. All of our spreads are all made in-house.
When you open that board or box that we have delivered or you have picked up, we want you to know that it was made with care and designed to completely elevate your event, celebration, or meeting.
We've catered parties and events for up to 300 people. So if you're walking in to grab something for lunch or something for date night or movie night, that's great too. Our events go from you eating in the car on the way home to a catering event in a rehearsal dinner or cocktail hour or party.
When we do, again, know what the event is, specifically for a wedding, we like to schedule tastings so the bride and groom can come in and see what we have to offer, and we can then, as we talk, to try to understand what they're looking for, what the venue's like. We do like to have that one-on-one interaction when it comes to catering bigger events.
Our address is 4599 State Route 31, Suite 5, in Clay, New York. We're on the corner of Route 31 and Henry Clay at Clay Marketplace.
You can order on the phone by calling area code 315-409-4171 or online at grayscraze.com/clay-ny. Come visit us at Gray's Craze of Clay, New York,
where we want you to celebrate everything.
Hey everybody, this is Rockney Roberts from Willow Rock Brewing Company. We are here in Cicero at the Willow Rock Pizza Pub.
And I'm Kevin Williams, also from Willow Rock Brewing Company. Happy to be here and happy to be partnering with CNS and Dan Tortora.
You want some place where you can feel comfortable and hopefully ingratiate yourself with the community. And Kevin, he grew up right down the road from here. I grew up in Brewerton, so not too far away. We know the area, we know the people, they're great, and we were just really excited to be able to come to the area.
Yeah, and having the opportunity to meet some of these coaches, some of the people in general already, and seeing the CNS colors kind of around, and already partnering on a smaller level with individual teams really made this make sense to us to really formalize kind of a partnership with the school and get this rolling.
You know, Willow Rock to me has always been about high quality beverages, high quality experiences, and now high quality food at our pizza pub. You know, that was something new for us when we came to Cicero. Right from the drop, we knew we were going to have a focus on the highest quality food to go with our high quality beer. At the Willow Rock Pizza Pub, you're getting high quality, hand cut, top notch ingredients. We're open for lunch. That's a really important thing for us, is to be able to get that person in here like, hey, you only got 30 minutes for lunch, but we're gonna have something for you that you can get quickly and available to everybody.
Yeah, we wanted something that was just a little bit outside the box, a little bit outside of comfort zone, but still something that you could rely on to be consistent and easy to look at and easy to be like, oh, I can see myself eating this. I can see myself wanting to have that more than once. Eating a whole pizza, like our beef on weck pizza, I've never seen one anywhere. It's just a great ideas, great inspiration across the board. We're their spot to stop. We're their friendly neighborhood watering hole, as well as pizza place and place to stop for a restaurant. Not just beer drinkers here. We've got wines, we got cocktails, we got non-alcoholic stuff for the kids.
The location is more important today than it ever has been before, and we're lucky enough to be here in Cicero. The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is a place where you can bring your family. You can come in, you can grab a soda, you can relax. You can come after a game, before a game, your parents, your grandparents. Our goal is to make sure that everyone's comfortable here. We want students, we want athletes, we want your coaches. It's going to be a good time. So come here, enjoy the high quality food, high quality beverage that we're going to offer to everybody. And hey, go North Stars.
We're so happy to have the North Stars. We are very much a kid-friendly establishment. We have tons of space outside for everybody to be playing outside, as well as listening to live music, enjoying some pizza.
The Willow Rock Pizza Pub is open 6 days a week here in Cicero. That is Tuesday through Sunday. And our website is willowrockbrew.com, and our socials are at Willow Rock Brew. So find us on the net, find us in person. We'll see you soon.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Man, they're an amazing place to go. Like, you ever go somewhere and you're just... It makes your day better. If your day is good, it makes it better. If it's not great, it makes it better. Like, no matter what day I'm having, you go to GG Cards and Breaks, and it's exciting because you get to be a kid. You get to go out there and just have fun. Looking at the cards, what am I going to bring home? What do I want to get for somebody? Oh, somebody would love that. Josh and Anthony are always thinking of other people. Their staff is great. They're caring. They answer questions. There's great product that comes in. There's just something about going to a place where you feel special. What did I say earlier in the show? You go where you're appreciated. Well, I'm appreciated at GG Cards and Breaks all the time, and that's why I want to go there. I think about going there. I'll go there on a Tuesday and want to go back on Wednesday. Then I'll go on Wednesday and go, all right, I got to go back on Saturday, just because I love the experience. I love being around good people, and they have great product. They put a lot of attention into detail. So it's exciting for me to share that energy with you. What you're feeling, what you're hearing from me right now, that's how it is for me to go to GG Cards and Breaks. It's a community place. It's a welcoming place. It's a beautiful, awesome experience every time. And it's because the people at the top running this business care so deeply. And you see it. It comes through. You can feel it in the walls. And I value that. I value it so very much. So head to GG Cards and Breaks. Sports cards, trading cards, but they're so much more than a card shop. They're a place to feel safe, appreciated, valued, and to make a memory. We look forward to seeing you out there Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5. Hockey, soccer, basketball, baseball, football, Disney Lorcana, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, and more. While supplies last, including all the supplies you need to protect your cards, travel with them, and showcase them, is all at GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. We'll see you there. With that being said, I can't believe the show's over. That's the thing. They always say when you love what you're doing, time flies, and it does. I absolutely love it. So I appreciate so very much the opportunity to be with you and to spend time on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and with everything that we do with Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, Superpowered Pop, Do Diz with Dan, and so on and so forth. It's an absolute blessing to be with you. So thank you for spending your time with me. I know time is a precious thing, so I cannot thank you enough. And I can't wait for the next conversation that we get to share together. Join the discussion Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.mixlr.com. Many thanks to Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, as well as Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you gotta do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. Big time shout out to all of our wonderful partners in Central and Upstate New York, Great Lakes, Honda City, the Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Ma and Pa's, the snack capital of the world, the Baked Potato Express, Gray's Crazy Clay, New York, Skippy's Ice Cream, K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, Pizza Man, Game Point Sports Complex, Mother's Cupboard, Chick-fil-A Cicero, K-9 Campground Dog Boarding, Avicoli's, Willow Rock Pizza Pub, and the Willow Rock Brewing Company. And of course, we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your OnTech Charter High School Gray Wolves. With the Wolfpack mentality happening every week, featuring student athletes, coaches, and more, telling their personal stories and the greater story of OnTech Charter High School, and our once-a-month segment with the leaders of the pack, the administration of OnTech Charter High School, sharing their message and their mission with this community of Central and Upstate New York and beyond. It is a school that doesn't have districts. Anybody from New York State can come to OnTech Charter High School. They care about the student. They care about the experience, preparing you for life, getting you ready, and doing the extra things that go beyond simply teaching a lesson, but helping a lesson to come to life, and sitting with a student in talking with them about what's going on, about the fact that social media is a part of everyday life now. What does that mean? What does it mean to get outside? They just had a festival where you're on the ground creating things with chalk. You're, looking at recycling and everything that you've done with that to clean up the community. What did it mean to you? Not only to recycle and to help the community, but to then from there look at the scientific side of it. How much did you do? What can this do for the environment? What are the long-lasting effects of you taking the time to take the time and to help somebody else out? It's just a beautiful, amazing, unique opportunity. Simply put, OnTech Charter High School is unlike any other school in Central and Upstate New York. So why not go there? Why not give them a chance to dare to be different? So I love it. And you can find out more by going to ontechcharter.com. We are also the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Binghamton University Bearcats. Find the Bearcats every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and you will find them during that Bearcat time with student athletes, coaches, administration, and alumni. The Bearcats are on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find the Binghamton playlist. You can also find the Bearcats on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage, and underneath the multimedia partners tab. For more information, go to binghamtonbearcats.com and go Bearcats. I also want to let everybody know that you can find on our YouTube channel OnTech as well. You can find our OnTech Syracuse playlist on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and get our first ever broadcast with OnTech, and that being our Wolfpack Mentality special featuring Heaven Lewis, who is a full-time teacher and the girls flag football head coach at OnTech Charter High School for the Gray Wolves. So don't miss out on that. I aired it late last night as its own special after we had the segment live on Wake Up Call in the morning. So you can get direct access to that OnTech feature on our YouTube channel, on Facebook. It will also be shared on X and on Instagram. So stay connected with us there. Thank you to the Baked Potato Express for the annoying moment of the week. Chick-fil-A Cicero for lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Thank you to K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare for the top dog of the week. And thank you to CBU, California Baptist, and Dr. Micah Parker, their Vice President for Athletics, for taking the time with us today inside of our original, unique, innovative, and bold partnership with the Big West Conference in its entirety. I appreciate y'all for being here. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. I've aired so many new things on there. You do not want to miss all of the great stuff that has come to you this week. There are so many wonderful pieces that I was able to share on our social media. Check them out today from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. I don't want to leave, but I got other stuff I got to do that I'm going to share with you in my social media, so I'll see you soon. God bless, no stress, do your best. It's never goodbye. It's see you soon.